Hey, great Friday morning. Great Friday morning. There. I was trying to set everything up to make sure that we were on live. And let me say, uh, I surely wasn't missed last night. Uh, wasn't missed last night. And I appreciate Frankie and Maggie taking over. A great job. I actually got to see some of the show afterwards. Well, actually, this morning, because I didn't have a chance to see it last night. I got back in from Matamoros pretty late, and I didn't go to El Grito or to any of the festivities in Matamoros. I kind of sort of wish that I had, but well, I kind of sort of wish that I had because I saw that there was a lot of friends out there. I actually wanted to go to the rol la rol La Rol. I've been wanting to go for a while. I just haven't had the chance. But I'm hoping that I could go maybe next week, right before I leave to Egypt. That should be interesting. So we'll see what happens. But the El Rol, yeah, El Rol. There was it's interesting, and one of the things that I was talking about yesterday was it's kind of cool that a lot of these things that we grew up with. Uh, Good morning, Vicente. One of the things that we grew up with, they're coming back. One of the things that'd be kind of cool for them to bring back would be like to bring a lot of the old clubs out there that existed. Um, I remember we had the Blanca Whites, and I think that new place there is called Blanca Whites. I'm not sure, but they do have like a little niche restaurant there now. I don't know if it's called Blanca Whites or not, but that would be kind of cool. Sergeant Peppers, I remember, and that's it. I wasn't much of a party goer. On the Okay, I'm at my office. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry. But actually, we are having a guest coming in today. Mr. Lee's. That's right. A guest is coming in, so it'll be kind of interesting. We'll see. It's a surprise guest, so uh, stay tuned. It's going to be interesting. Uh, Mr. Lee's Black Cats. Yeah, those are the names of a lot of the places. Again, I didn't go to a lot of these. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Black Cats right there next to where Blanca Weiss is at somewhere there? Again, I don't know. I might have. It was kind of a trippy deal, but one time, um, I said, yeah, let me go, and we're preachers' kids, so we're not supposed to go to uh, clubs out there. So it was kind of a trippy deal, but I went to. I might have been Black Cats. I don't remember, but it was one of those clubs that was right there close to Blanca White's. And it was a kind of a weird deal because I went in and like, hey, I ordered and stuff. And again, no one knew who the hell I was. So that was a good thing. Back then, it wasn't an Erasmo Castro. So it was kind of trippy, but I go in there and I order it and I've got this drink in my hand. And then I turn around because I'm like on the dance floor and I'm not a good dancer. After like three drinks, I could probably dance like anything out there, because you lose your inhibition. So I turn around and boom, and one of my sisters is right there going like, this just turned a little bit awkward. And I left that place, because there's no way in the world that I would want to be, I would like to be uh, anywhere with partying with my sisters. you know, that's got to be one of the most awkward experiences out there. So that's what I remember about that little strip. And of course, toda la raza se la pasaba. What I noticed yesterday, because I did go to have a meal with some church people out there. One of the things that I noticed is now that they're setting up, I'm trying to fix my moño. They're setting up like little pit stops. So when you're doing the rola, you could actually do a pit stop, pick up a drink, and keep on doing the roll. and I'm calling it rola. It's not the rola, the roll. Buenos dias, buenos dias. Looking sharp as always. Yeah, and it's kind of trippy because I was actually on the underdress side today. I was on the underdress side today. I had one of my amazing shirts. I left it in the dressing room. One of my amazing shirts I bought in at the thrift store in Austin. It's amazing. I actually paid $15 for that shirt. I know it sounds like I overpriced, but it is what it is. Overpaid. El rol, el rol, el rol, el rol, el rol. Good morning, good morning. I'm used to saying la rola because of the rolas. Mr. Lee's Black Cast, yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos días, primo. Ay, divina hermosa, divina hermosa, divina hermosa. Buenos días. How old were you? I was in my 20s, I think, uh, or late teens. I don't remember. I tell people, and I'm not even joking. There's a big old chunk of my 20s that you know, I don't remember. And it's not that I'm making it up, but I just do not remember. It is what it is. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, Let me say, guys, and I'm going to touch on a lot of the things that Frankie and Maggie were talking about last night. I wish that Sam was on, but Sam anda de honeymoon. And I actually had another surprise for us today. I actually had, I actually wanted to have Mama on the show today. I thought it'd be kind of cool, like on Friday mornings, invite her to come on and she could do her little whining about everything that that is going on in the city of Brownsville and at our home. And I thought that'd be kind of cool. It'll give you a little bit of other insight. We do have a schedule for next week, which I think is kind of trippy in regards to individuals that are going to come out. Of course, we always are going to have Maggie and Sam on in the evenings, but we do have on Monday we have Daniel Salinas. Danny Salinas has his own little podcast, and I know that he has invited some candidates, to see what their platform is. So more power to Danny. So going to talk a little bit about politics with Danny on uh, on Monday. On Tuesday, we are going to have uh, Carlo Tabou, Carlo Tabou, Taboo. He is one of our Tabou. I'm not going to say that right. And he's a friend of mine, but I still don't get his name. He is going to be on with us on Tuesday, local immigration attorney. So we're going to talk a little bit about politics. Carlo tends to be a little bit on the left side, so that should be interesting. It should be interesting. We've had great conversations, and I love the guy. A great guy, very knowledgeable, and a good friend of mine. So I'm ecstatic that he's going to come out on our show Tuesday night, and on Wednesday we're going to have attorney Ricardo Barrera. One of the things that I'm going to have to talk to Ricardo about is does he want to do Wednesdays or Thursdays? But I want to see if Ricardo will be a constant. I also sent out the invitation to Commissioner de los Santos for him to come out one of these days. So we'll see what happens. So hopefully, if we could get this little schedule set to where every week we're going to have Carlo one day a week, Ricardo one day a week, Danny maybe one day a week, we should be good. And again, it's just dialogue, guys. Ain't talk about politics a little bit. Bring back the Golden House. Remember? I don't remember the Golden House. I don't remember the Golden House. Is that in Matamoros? Good morning, hermoso. Good morning, hermoso. JJ Aparicio. I love JJ. He knows. Pobre vato. Why? What did I do now? But that's going to be the lineup for next week. On Friday, I'll be out on Friday. I should be up in the air on my way to Egypt. I will be on live. I don't know exactly what time. One of the things that I learned up in not you. Well, I don't know. I don't know who. Well, that's not Alfredo. Yes, it was in Matamoros. Um, I don't remember. Yo digo, one of the things that I've shared with people was during my 20s. I remember maybe like 10% of my 20s. That's how good they were. Ah! Egypt. Wow. Yes, I will be flying out to Egypt on the 23rd. I should arrive on the 24th in the evening. Going to go check out Cairo that evening. Then uh, come back on the 25th. Going to go do the pyramids and actually have a camel ride and going to go see the Sphinx and go to some shopping there in Cairo. So I plan to do that on the 25th. On the 26th, going to do some more sightseeing, some museum views. Then going to um, head out that night to Luxor, and then on the 27th, I plan to do these tours of the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens. So I'm going to do a lot of little live videos in regards to where we're at. So I'm going to take you with me. One of the things that I have committed to is uh, on these trips be a little bit more on the expressive side and show you and bring you with me. Egypt, wow. Let's see, who's going to do the show. uh, I did this from Italy. When I did the show from Italy, I literally had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do the evening show or the morning show. I can't remember, but I will be coming on. I just have to figure out the times, what time 9 o'clock is over there, and that's when we're going to have the show set. But we will still be doing the shows. They will be coming to you live from Egypt, and uh, and of course Maggie and Sam will be on here, and anyone else that we can come on. Like again, I'm hoping that Attorney Carlo Taboo. Carlo, becomes a staple once a week. Ricardo Barrera is coming out once a week, and we get different individuals to come out once a week. I still want Susan Rubalcaba to come out once a week. That'd be kind of good. Uh, Post pictures of your trip to the Far East. Ah, yes, I plan to do a lot of pictures, as long as I don't get blocked from Facebook, and a lot of live videos. Good morning. You look nice and spiffy and totally not fat, of course. You are correct. Good morning, Tomasa Verastegui, Hermosa Tomas. I love the last name Verastegui. I don't know why. I know that there's a lot of, I think there's some famous actors that are Verastegui, but I've always loved that last name, Verastegui. Verastegui. Te lo I see your picture. Verastegui. It's amazing. I love it. Egypt. Wow. Barrera is good. Yeah, I love Ricardo Barrera, and let me tell you, he's got his information. That's what I like. That's one of the things I like about Sam. Uh, Sam has his information. It's mostly wrong, but he has his information. No, no, he likes to do research, which is one of the good things because that's one of the least things that I like to do. I'm good at bringing the product forward. I'm not great at the investigative part, and that's one of the things that I like about Ricardo Barrera, and I know I'm going to like about Carlo is that they don't they they're not only good at getting the information, but because they're attorneys, they're good at presenting the information in a way that makes sense. Because one of the things that attorneys do, I hear, is they cut everything down for individuals to whereas they can understand clearly what the heck's going on. Freestyle. Carlos Arturo Taboada. Just current events. So it'll be good. What happened to the Golden Stays? Happens in Golden Stays. Golden House stays in Golden House. Omar. Omar se pasaba mucho tiempo allá. I don't know. Maggie was awesome last night. I love that she knows a lot about district people. Yeah, let me tell you. I said I watched the show last night, and man, Frankie and Maggie, they hit a home run. It was kind of on the trippy side because some people then sent me a message. Oye, ¿para qué te queremos a ti? And we're like, said, no, you didn't. And Frankie went out there and said, yeah, we're going to do the Maggie and Frankie show. I'm going like, I know you didn't. We'll see what happens. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. That is what is needed. Yeah, it is. Let me tell you, it is what is needed because our local news agencies are crap. And you see, and I think, let me say this, guys. One of the things that is amazing about about what we do in regards to our shows, because yesterday, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, I was on my scooter, and I was coming into Madison Street, and this guy on a truck goes, opens his window and goes, "Hey, ¿qué es el chisme?" He wasn't saying it in a bad way, but and I said, "Hey, pues siempre hay." But what what we've done, guys, and I think is amazing. What we've done is made local news media not necessary because they've become very inefficient. I had a discussion with a good friend of mine. I had a discussion with Rudy Mireles, and we went at it a little bit. And I think that Rudy was being a little bit harsh on me, but that's okay. I can take it, and we're good now. We had it out. We had a little discussion, and we were talking because he put up a graph in a way, sort of defending PUB, like, oh well, let's be practical, and this is what's really happening. And I said, you're missing the point as to what we are concerned with. And I think a lot of that happens because a lot of these folks in the media, they don't live here, so they don't see what we see, and they're not as disillusioned as we are in regards to our local politicos. And we have a right to be disillusioned with our local politicos. We have a right to be upset because they've screwed us over and over and over and over again. And that's what's unfortunate. And again, guys, one of the things that I shared with, when we had Commissioner Los Santos, and I greatly appreciate that he comes out, is that si no viere el historial, if we didn't have such a horrible history of getting screwed over and over and over and over again, then maybe we'd be a little bit more prone in believing. We'd be a little bit more prone in believing what they dish out. Tanto the politicians, PUB, and any other monopoly here, as well as the politicians or in the news media. But we don't believe. Hello? Someone just walked in my office. Let me see. Hold on. Es el intern, el mercado intern. So we'd be more prone to believe all these folks if si no viene tan horrible, tan horrible, historial. I got a comment come in. I will add my 2 cents worth to the consensus. Great show. The chemistry was out of this world, topped only by the extensive information provided by the show's anchors last night. It must be said that the student is always better than the teacher, but there can only be one. Preach. Cheese is the goat. Amen, sis. Let me tell you, it was a great show. there was great chemistry between Maggie and Frankie, and again, it was just amazing. I, I, I was pleasantly surprised at how well it went. Maggie's a natural, guys, and let me tell you, when I had Maggie on the first time as a guest, I mean, I knew right there that she would be perfect for the show. I mean, perfect. And again, I was not wrong. Frankie does really, really well. And again, not to demean it in any way. Frankie does amazing on his show. Just excels when there's two people. It's just because going on. Let me tell you, going on by yourself is not simple, guys. It's not easy, and not everyone can do it. I can do it most of the time. I can do it most of the time for 30, 20 minutes. But then after that, I start to go back. If it wasn't for your content, then I'd be a fish out of water, because you provide, like the comment that I just received, you provide what makes this show successful, because you have the knowledge. Your opinion matters. And again, we don't always have to agree. I've publicly disagreed with some of y'all on here and had discussions with some of y'all on here. Doesn't mean we can't move forward on the things that we agree on. That is why this show is successful. But going back into the Cheeseman thing, let me tell you guys, is that if it wasn't for us, we wouldn't know what the hell is going on in the city of Brownsville, because the newspaper and the news media, they're vendidos, they're bought out. And we can't depend on our local elected officials to be open and honest, because there's, again, this historial of all this raterillo that really, really doesn't permit us to completely trust. Again, one of the things that we've mentioned with, to Commissioner Santos, which again, I'm very, very grateful that he comes on, is that we are now the Reagan community. The Reagan community. And one of the things that I think that we've started to see is how the shift is going. And I'm not talking about conservative or Republican, but I think that it's always been there. I say the Reagan community because now we will trust, but we will verify. Trust but verify. Trust but verify. Trust but verify. So I'm very, very proud that a lot of individuals from out in the community are willing to come on and express their views of what's going on. Refresh my memory. What is the Gallegos case about? The Gallegos case is about these individuals. It's kind of a trippy deal, because what they're being charged with right now, what they've got on them, is that they overpaid themselves with federal funds. That's what they got them on. One of the things that we've learned about the FBI and how they work is that's not the only thing that they want. One of the things that they've been investigated on, that I know for a fact they've been investigated on, is the contracts, skimming off the contracts, which is the MOU for a lot of the politicos here locally. So what has happened is, I think we've got you on this. This is enough to charge you. The overpaying yourselves with federal funds, where there's a cap, they've got him on this dead center. So now the negotiation starts, and now they sit him down with his attorney, which is Trey Martinez, which is Tony Martinez, our former mayor's son. They sit down with Trey Martinez, and they sit down with Trey Martinez, and they start to cut a deal. And one of the things that I know is that Trey Martinez is not a fighting attorney. Garza, Noe Garza is a fighting attorney. And this is the difference between the Gallegos case and the Sylvia Atkinson case. Sylvia got Noe Garza. Noe Garza is a great, great attorney. I do not have a friendship with Noe. I love his wife, our judge now, Judge Adelita. I love the judge. And I love his son. His son is a good friend of mine. I love Noe, his son. Yeah, Trey Garza is for the father, but Trey Martinez is for Gallegos Jr. Am I correct? No, no, no. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Noe Garza was Sylvia Atkinson's attorney. This is what I'm trying to say. Sylvia Garza had Noe Garza. Noe Garza is let's go to jury and let's fight it. Trey Martinez is more of a let's make a deal type of attorney. Does that make sense? I'm getting these comments out of here. Does that make sense? Yes. So if he would have gotten Noe Garza to represent him, then you'd expect it to go to jury trial, and there's going to be an all-out fight. Come on, to the person that's sending me the message, does that make sense? Or come on the damn show. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Me estás fastidiando. What I'm trying to say is, if they would have hired an attorney like Noe Garza, then you would have expected them to expect a big old drag out fight, like we saw with Sylvia Atkinson. They did not hire Noe Garza. They hired Trey Martinez, Gallegos Jr., and they hired Trey Martinez because they're expecting to cut a deal. Does that make sense? This guy stopped messaging me, burro. Frankie and Maggie were expecting you to come back last night. I was thinking about coming back myself, but it just got too complicated. I was crossing the bridge. It was kind of funny because I was crossing the bridge, and someone I was crossing the bridge like at 10:45, and when I was crossing the bridge, one of the officers said, "Hey," and he said in a way, "Hey, were you in Matamoros to sell your phone for $800?" And I'm going like, and then I caught on and go like, no, I went to go eat. But it was someone that's on my page. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was funny. And to that officer, thanks, my man. God bless you. When is your trip? Next Friday. Next Friday, I will be in Paris. Paris. I should be in Paris on Saturday, though. Erasmo, what's up, man? It's Friday, and my body knows it's time to party. Tu invita, yo voy. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Richard. Why doesn't the Brownsville Herald report the real good stuff? Because they're advertising junkies. They cannot afford to piss off a lot of the individuals that pay them for advertising. And I've said this before. Uh, the college advertises with them. The hospitals advertise with them. The city advertises with them. BISD advertises with them. The port advertises with them. You think they're going to piss any of those entities off? No, guys. That's our job. Our job is to piss those people off. Rudy is biased and reports his feelings, not the facts. That was my concern in the back and forth that I had with Rudy. And I said, bro, because he became a little bit, like, well, that's apples and oranges. And he got a little bit upset with me. I still love him. We're still friends, but he got upset with me. And I'm going like, Rudy, I'm not pissed off. I'll stop commenting on your posts. And he goes, no, no, no. I don't want you to stop commenting on the post because I saw that people came on because you commented on the post. I go like, well, I'm not going to do that anymore because I'm not upset. I like Rudy. And I think that Rudy was upset because he had a fight. Oh, crap. I was supposed to invite Roman today. Uh, Roman, I told you have an open invitation. Rudy got upset because he got upset with Roman, and Roman went after Rudy. And I thought that was kind of funny, but went after Rudy, and Rudy, responded back. So they were having a back and forth, back and forth. Roman has a relationship with Rudy like I have with Derek, that piece of crap Garcia. He's a piece of crap. I don't care what anyone says. Derek is a piece of crap, and Channel 4 deserves a Derek Garcia. And now they're doing food for thought. Shut up. You're no Ryan Wolf. Derek, I knew Ryan Wolf. Ryan Wolf was a friend of mine. Derek, you are no Ryan Wolf. If anyone remembers where that's from, you get a shirt. The media just read their script and do no investigative journalism. No, there's no investigative journalism. And Carlos, it would be so amazing because it would be so amazing because there's so much here to talk about. You know, there's so much to investigate at the port, at the TSC, at de la Garza, la rata, la mendiga rata de la Garza, the racist Drew Brown, BISD board, Prissy Roca Tipton, Eddie Garcia, who has no clue or concept about taxes. We're going to talk about that. All these people. I have some Wagyu beef for you. Ah, bring it. 1240 East Madison, Papa. 1240 East Madison. There's the address. I love you. ¿Qué te pasa, gallo? The idea of creating a more informed show is a great idea, bro. Invite them and keep them on topic with facts and not feelings. Yeah, you know, and again, I'm the guy that's supposed to bring out the feelings. But no, that is our plan. You know, we're going to, it's a great, great plan. And I'm going to say that I thought of it myself. But we've got some great folks out there. You know, Carlo is very educated, and one of the things that I saw Carlo do, and this is one of the things that I really, really attracted me to. He and I had a conversation about coming on the show anyway, but he went back and forth with Mayra, well, not Mayra's sister, in regards to immigration. And it was like Mayra's sister was trying to argue with Carlo in regards to immigration law. And I'm going like, you're not going to beat Carlo. You're not going to beat Carlo when it comes to immigration law. You know, it's like when you want to fight Erasmo on current events here in the city of Brownsville. It's not going to happen. There can be only one. So I thought that was interesting, and I want to discuss that. Carlo asked, you know, are there any topics? Yes, I am wearing pants. This is my office, bro. One of the Carlo asked, he goes, "Are there a set of topics, or is it just going to be freestyle?" This show usually is freestyle. What we do is just current events, so it's going to be interesting. Frankie and Maggie were talking about wings. The restaurant? Remember the Maggie and Erasmo show? Yes, Maggie's amazing. How long did Gallegos do this for? Since 1985. And I will say, guys, that you know, I understand the concept of it because let me say, back in '85, Gallegos Senior, you know, was looking in investing in it. And again, my facts might be a little bit on the skew side, but he's back then. He started off and you know thought it's a good way to make a little bit of money. His son came in and said, "There's ways to make a lot more money, Dad." Y el papá de repente started like, "Oh," and then started to benefit from this. So they said, "Screw it, let Junior take over." Junior take over and brought the whole family into the mess, and now it's a big old raterio. Nice suit, nice bow tie, Mr. GQ. That's what you get when you're handsome and totally not fat, like me. Question: did Villalobos' wife, ex-wife? I do not know. That's actually an amazing question. I honestly don't know. I have some friends that were actually working out there with IES as that who were terminated on the fly. I'll find out. Oh, so Trey will make a deal to make everything go away? No. What Trey is going to do, Trey Martinez, is try to cut a deal in regards to I'll give you other people if you lessen my sentence. There is no way that the Gallegos are not going to serve time. The question is now, How much time do they want to serve? Do they want to serve 50 years like the Fajita Bandit? And remember, the Fajita Bandit stole $1.2 million. You're talking about $17 million. Remember, the Fajita Bandit is doing 50 years for $1.2 million. Gallegos right now 17 million. And take into consideration, this is just on this charge. I think that there's going to be other charges. This is just for overpaying themselves, guys. Todavía falta skimming off contracts, manipulating the receipts, the bills, something that I think that Dr. Linda Gallegos is going to suffer from, because part of the billing for her was that she was out there cleaning lots. I don't think that happened. I don't think Dr. Gallegos is very good at cleaning, because they've always had staff around them to clean. Isn't Sylvia supposed to be in jail? She is in jail. ¿A poco andaba en el grito en Matamoros? Mande. Doesn't matter. You can park there. They're not going to kick you out. Yeah, it's fine. That was funny. So it's going to be an interesting case. So no, she no andaba en el grito de Matamoros. There was a lot of fat Mexicans there, though. Roman argues with everyone. Yes, very much so. What can you say about Pat Omada? Look, I've had my issues with Pat Omada. I ran against Pat Omada. I like Pat Omada. I like Pat Omada because I respect a lot of the. I respect a lot of. Pásale. I respect a lot of the dog thing that he does. Pásale. See. Yeah, I've got three. That's what I can say about Pat Omada. Like him, dislike him. I mean, Vas para acá. Special guest today. Mas. Zeke Silva.
Oh,
But, like him or dislike him, let me say, Pat Omada, I can appreciate that Pat Omada is the. Man, you got some good cologne on.
only the best for the best.
Huele rico. Hazte más para acá, papi.
Órale. Que said he showered last night.
No, but Pat Omada, you can appreciate that the guy's out there trying to rescue pets, and he's very, very passionate about pets. The other thing Pat Omada, is very, very passionate about, he is very much involved with this Red Wagon ministry. And again, I don't like the fact that there's a homeless little tent city, right here in the smack middle of downtown. That's just my thing. I visited the Red Wagon, facility. I don't have anything against them. I just don't like it there. And nothing against them. Just don't like it. But Pat Omada is very much involved. When they invited me to go tour the place, Pat was out there and walked me around as well. And we had a conversation. So I don't dislike Pat. He does a lot of great work for the community. So Pat, saludos, Pat. Let's finish his comments and then we'll get to Zeke Sylvia, see what he thinks about Pat Omada. Just joking. Los Porter Cowboys 4-0. Great job to Coach Carlos Uresti and his staff. Great job. Yeah, I love my Porter Cowboys. Actually, I'm supposed to meet up with some of them tomorrow, so we'll see what that happens. Maybe politicians have connections with government. Yeah, I don't think so. Why do you call Brown racist? Because she's a piece of crap. She looks down on Mexicans. I can't stand anyone that looks down on Mexicans. You are no Jack Kennedy. Yes. That's Lloyd Benson. Good job. Sylvia and Gallegos, where is the money? So the number one question, where is the wealth of activity going around here? And I write 3 to 5 parody songs per week. You're amazing. Thanks for bright up the beautification of the fire stations. Hey, my pleasure. And let me say again, guys, if you maintain it, it won't get to look so horrible. Erasmo y los ojos locos, catchy. I'm gonna do my best. Commissioner Cowan, me da mala espina rata. Yeah, but he's handsome, so that helps. Zeke doesn't think so. Pura 956. I had two primas that went to school with Linda. Según, she and her brother had a 500 allowance every week. Well,
They
yeah.
didn't give you the moche?
No, me no veo mucho in any way, shape, or form. And I need some mocha right about now because I'm going to Egypt. But but take into consideration, David, this when they were back in school, this was like 20 years ago, $500 a week. I mean, Chorita es un frego de lana. Can you imagine back then? Pat is a good vato, really is. Again, I like Pat. Good morning, Mr. Silva.
Good morning.
Uy, cucuy. Sí, está feo el vato, pero ¿qué podemos hacer? Thanks for bringing up the beautification of the fire station. My pleasure. And we got Six Silva here. And let me say, I woke up on Monday. I think it was Monday, no? Or Tuesday? Tuesday?
Estamos hoy Friday.
Friday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. I woke up on Wednesday to find Six Silva's uh, uh, mug, ugly picture on social media. And I go like, huh? And it's funny because uh I put a surprise face. I go like, what is Six Silva doing on somebody else's page? And there was some controversy in regards to some parking situation that was going on downtown. And the way that it sounded was that because Zeke Silva's children own the Rose House.
Yeah.
The Roast House is a coffee place that they grind their own coffee, which I think is pretty cool. And I think it's pretty cool because you get a different taste to coffee once it's freshly ground
And roasted.
and roasted. It has got these big old machines that look like trains in the middle of their business, como que una big old bomb va a explotar, but it won't. I don't think it will. But the coffee's great, and they were up in Alton Glore, and they opened shop here in downtown. And all of a sudden, and then I saw the picture. I didn't know what was going on. But then once you start to read, it was that there was a discussion, and that uh, and Zeke had said, "Muévate, vieja culera."
I did not say that.
And and I
He
go like,
said I
I
said.
go like, it's kind of weird. But I said it was kind of, it was kind of funny the way it was worded. I did not share the post because I wanted to see what was going on. And, so I decided after the show in the morning, we hadn't talked about it. I drove my big old scooter up to my scooter over there to, what's my mouse? Got my scooter over there to the Rose House. And sure enough, they were out there looking at the post. They're going like, and they go like, wow, llegó el vato. And so we had a conversation. And we saw the videos. We saw the individuals that were involved in the back and forth. Guys, there's no doubt. Videos, and I shared the post.
Mhm.
Videos don't lie. So what happened that day?
Well, basically, it was a typical good morning Bronzeville weather. Surprisingly, it started pouring rain, which very much needed in our area. And we just basically were doing business. And we saw Ramiro Gonzalez uh, park in our curbside parking. And we went out, and after what, maybe 15, 20 minutes, we told him if he could move. He said, yeah, in a little bit, I'm working. I'm like, I get that, but we need the curbside parking for our customers. And he just basically ignored my son, because my son is the one that told him. And so he went back to his business. And a few minutes later, he moves out, and the other customer parks. And then it started raining. So we figured, okay, well, they're just, trying to wait for the rain to stop. So we allowed them to pretty much, allow them to stop raining. And another vehicle pulls up. Well, there were two customers that were coming in, not to us, but to Ramiro Gonzalez's um, business that he was dealing with. And he told them purposely to park there. And so we have curbside parking, which is one of the things that we in downtown, and what we're talking about, anybody that owns a business downtown knows that parking is always and will be an issue.
Issue always.
And so one of the things that enticed us and was preventing us from moving and relocating downtown was parking. Now the pandemic showed us a lot of things of do's and don'ts for small businesses and anybody in the world. But let's concentrate in Bronzeville. Bronzeville was not geared to a lot of curbside
No,
e-commerce,
we
which
weren't
is
ready for it.
we weren't, and nobody was.
Nobody was.
Nobody was, and let's just be fair to all the elected officials and business owners. We weren't. The ones that were very successful were the people that had drive-through and have curbside and e-commerce. Those are the three major things that we had to adapt to, basically, in case, God forbid, this ever happens again, because the world cannot come to a stop, business cannot come to a stop. and
Not,
so
never again.
and so if you look at any major store out there, whether it be HEB, whether it be Target, whether whoever it is, everybody has curbside because it's a convenience for the customer.
It's becoming a
uh,
necessity
it,
now.
it's yeah, and it's lack of contact with a lot of people,
Yeah.
and social distancing and everything that comes with it. So when it became time for us to relocate downtown, we were told that that could help us out with curbside parking because it's also, it's safe for everybody. And so we said, okay, fine, we
An incentive for
an
for
incentive,
business.
yeah. And so I didn't want to be like other businesses that are downtown that have 4 or 5 parking spaces for curbside. That's not what it's supposed to be.
No, but
uh,
it's fair. It's only fair and it's necessary. I mean, one of the things that I've shared, I go to Main Street Deli because I love their food. I love their crispy chipotle chicken, and
mhm.
I love their uh, that cornbread, poblano cornbread. It's amazing. And I've noticed that they have a couple of those spots blocked off by these blue bags and say, these are for our curbside. And look, guys, let me tell you, guys, anyone that might go out there and say, well, they're taking out parking spots from people. Let me say, guys, we need small business to thrive. We need small business to prosper. We need small business to be successful. Again, when small business is successful, we as a community are successful. It's just a fact. And and you can't say, well, it's only our businesses that we want successful and everybody else not to be successful. That is one of my concerns with Trey Mendez and with the leadership here downtown. That it's like todos los beneficios para nosotros, and then screw everybody else. And then what you start to build is a sense of entitlement, like they deserve and they can get anything they want, and the rules that apply to you and me do not apply to them. And that was my issue when I saw the video, because you clearly see Ramiro Gonzalez, parking where he knows he should not park.
Then he looks inside knowing that we're there.
Allí mismo, it's open.
Disregards.
It's open for business. It's not closed. They're open for business. The sign says open. And he literally, and this is what infuriated me, guys. He literally parks there when he knows he was in charge, Zeke. He was in charge of granting all these things to businesses that were opening up downtown.
And he's the one that set the actual incentives for people to move and relocate downtown. He's the one that spearheaded this supposedly program that we all were going to benefit
Fit
from.
from.
Everybody that was an entrepreneur or a business owner to go downtown.
And look, there's no ignorance of the law that he didn't. It's like I didn't understand. I didn't know. He knows that those spots are specifically for small business.
Park right in front of the sign that says huge curbside parking only.
But see, they do it because they think that they are over any ordinance, over any law, that the rules don't apply to them.
Well, let me tell you what he's doing now. Now he's actually going after my business. He's actually done public information requests as of yesterday to try to complain to the city ordinances, city permitting department, trying every which way now to shut us down because of his own selfish actions. Excuse me. I did not fire him. I did not put him in that predicament for him to be caught red-handed in the cookie jar, doing under shady dealings as a government public affairs and community affairs for the city of Bronzeville, working side by side with everybody that has to do with any infrastructure, any business, any relocation. He knew where the prime real estate was. He
Exactamente.
knew exactly how to navigate through what we can't, and that is through documents, because he had everything at the fingertip of his computer. And now he's using that knowledge to come after our small business as of yesterday. Why? Because he was caught on the video ignoring the same laws that he put in place. But you're right. He does not feel that he should be held accountable for his own actions or any of his friends. Now, mind you, I support every business, whether it be big, whether it be huge, especially if they're local, self business made people. Why? Because we are the root as to why this economy is. Yes, big corporations employ a lot of people, but if you put every small business together, we are 1,000 times bigger than they are. We employ 2 up to 10 people. Now, if you have 1,000 people that own small businesses, then employ 2 to 10. It's no longer 1,000. You're talking about 10,000 employees. Now, the tax base that we do for the city is huge because all the sales tax that we do comes back to us for infrastructure, for roads, for better services, better policing, better units for our police officers, for our sheriff department, better roads for ourselves, better schools for ourselves. Everything that we do benefits. And to have somebody that was a government affairs come after us for my children's business only because he doesn't like me,
Se lincharon.
come
Calapora.
on.
Let me tell you guys, and one of the things that we've always shared, support local, guys. We got to support local. Before you go out there to Starbucks, go support local. And there's other coffee shops, but we support all local. But let me say, guys, your local are the ones that are going to go out there and support your kids when they're out there selling those damn ugly posters for baseball and football and all those other things. Like, ay, mi hijo se ve hermoso, and buy their poster. And you're paying 25 bucks, 50, 40, $50.
Yeah.
Small business is the one that does that. I've gotten I don't have any of those posters with me. No one's asked me to buy any, thank God. But know, but they're the ones that are going to support your softball teams. They're the ones that are going to put jerseys on your kickball teams. And kickball's not a sport. It's horrible. I don't like kickball. But they're the ones that are they're the ones that are going to give back to the community, guys. You've got to support local. Before you go consider, paying $7 for a cup of coffee at Starbucks. And again, just using that as an example, what is really infuriating, guys, is that these individuals, they claim that everything that they do is for the city of Brownsville and for the love of the city of Brownsville. It's not true, guys. They're out there for themselves. For someone who supposedly was so out there to fight for the community, to fight for economic development, to fight for business opening up in the city of Brownsville, to go out there and use the knowledge that he has to go out there and do open records requests to see how he could shut down a business that just opened downtown. It makes no
Now, let
sense.
me tell you something. Being that he was in that position for the city of Brownsville just recently, he understands how big corporations want to come to Brownsville. Okay, we need to promote each other. Number one, how do we promote Brownsville? If not, the people that are coming in from outside, they want to have something new, they want to have something fresh, they want to have something local. Local is the new. Local has always been the best. Why? Because if you have somebody that's you're looking at them, in our particular case, we're roasting our own coffee. We have the burlap bags where that you could see the different types of coffee that we have from a different around the world. Every country around the world that grows coffee, we have it there. Part of the master plan that I never seen, but I was told by the city, is that big people from either LA, from Washington, New York, from Seattle, Washington, from San Antonio, from Dallas, anywhere that they're coming down, they want a coffee shop, but they also want nice tacos. They also want nice pastries. They also want good enchiladas. They also want great tortillas de harina de maíz, whatever it might be, buenos frijoles a la charra, frijoles molidos, whatever, papas con huevo, but they want to be able to
The good stuff.
taste and smell somebody locally doing it. And that attracts more business. That attracts more tourists to come down here. And when you have big corporations that want to relocate, the first thing that they ask is, what do we have to offer them? So when they have their time off, They want to be to get a nice steak or nice breakfast or nice cup of coffee or nice pastries. They want to know what we have to offer. They already know they could get Starbucks anywhere. They know
Anywhere in the world.
they could get Taco Bell anywhere. They know they could get Chipotle anywhere. But can they get something freshly made? No. Then that's what entices these businesses. And for people that are in the government, that work for public entities, for our city local government, to come use their resources to shut us down only because they want to be able to monopolize who is who and what is what, it ain't right, man.
It's el dedazo. Again, it's only their little compadres. It's only their little circle of individuals. Those are the guys that get all the perks. Those are the guys that get all the benefits. Those are the guys that get the pass. The rules do not apply to them. And this is what infuriates me about the city of Brownsville. You know, we've come to a point where, and this is one of the things that we were talking about this morning. Look, we don't have local media. We don't have newspaper. We've got this platform. We got these shows and these pages that go out there and just ask the questions. Why is it that they get all the benefits? Why is it that they feel entitled? Why is it that they can do whatever the hell they want to do on ordinances that they might have had or rules that they might have had a hand in setting up anyway?
And then they tweak it to their benefit.
And they tweak it to their benefit. And look, guys, again, we need all small business to thrive. We need all small business to prosper.
It's the backbone of this country.
And and especially backbone of the country, the backbone of this community, guys. And let me say, one of the things that has concerned us for a while is in regards to the fair distribution of funds. Look, and Zeke and I have talked about this before. You know, it's infuriating that amongst that little group, they get to use all the funds, all the benefits that are brought into the city, be it by private business like SpaceX, or be it from the federal government or the state government. Yeah, guys, and this is part of the responsibility of individuals like ourselves, like all of y'all, to go out there and to make sure that you ask the right questions. And guys are saying that, what business does this guy own, so we can flood them with public information. Because with them, it's very simple, guys. They're out there buying the property and trying to sell the property that they obtained while in office. And again, it's this little group, the Bob Torres, the Ramiro Gonzalez, the Trey Mendes thing. It's the LLCs all over again. And again, the rules that apply to you, to thee, do not apply to we. And that's what's infuriating.
And what's even scarier as a small business owner is retaliation from these government officials, public officials that we entrusted by electing them, or the people entrusted by electing them, to take care of us, not destroy us, to teach us how to become better business owners, how to be successful. Because if we're successful, they're successful. But not to be able to be told, well, you should have known. How do we know what isn't out there available to us?
Exactamente.
You have to be available to, you need to educate us,
100%.
not destroy us.
Exactamente. And that's one of the things that we've always said. Because one of the comebacks is that I've had, and I've had this conversation with Trex Mendes. One of the conversations I had with Trex Mendes is that he goes like, well, these things are out there for everyone. Yeah, but you always get the first dibs. Your little group of people are the only ones that are in that know. And they say, well, we posted on our page. Nobody goes to your page, except your little clique of friends. Put it out there so it's everyone. And putting it on in the Brownsville Herald is not going to be enough.
Look, let's just cut to the chase. Elon Musk had tweeted that he was going to give the city of Brownsville, to revitalize downtown, $10 million.
Yep.
Okay? Let's just cut to the chase. They only were able to give $2 million, and they backed up 100%. My understanding is that they were going to give us up to $20 million, but we weren't even able to get a percent of that. We only got $2 million because Ramiro Gonzalez screwed it up for all of us.
Yes.
He screwed it up by getting greedy, by being the only person that was allowed to speak to the foundation, and he supposedly would speak on our behalf as citizens, as taxpayers. He does not represent me. He does not speak for me. He does not speak for my children. He doesn't speak for you, and he doesn't speak for me. He doesn't speak for the majority. He speaks for himself and his group of friends. That's what he speaks for.
Yeah.
And because of his actions, he got his ass fired.
Yeah.
Because of his actions, it put a black eye in Brownsville again.
Yes.
Because he was the go-to person.
Yes. And let me tell you, and I'm glad Zeke brought this up, because it's something that we've been saying for a while. Guys, they screwed it for us. They screwed it up for us. because Elon Musk wouldn't have only given $10 million. It's like Zeke says, he would have continued to pour millions and millions and millions of dollars if they were used the right
All
way.
he wanted was to show progress. That's all the guy wants,
That's
is to
it.
show, hey, you know what? I gave you this much money. Show me where this money was used and how these businesses were helped.
100%.
That's it.
That's all. And let me tell you, that is why, guys. And I mentioned this. I mentioned this on the show. The Musk Foundation, they reached out to me and they stated that they were not happy that they were getting a black eye out of doing something so good. Because I mean, look, $10 million is nothing to Elon, but it's a lot of money for a small business here in the city of Brownsville. But they told me, they said, Osmo, we're doing something good, and then these politicos, they make us look like we're the bad guys. So we don't want to help anymore. And again, and then they say, well, because of all the negativity that y'all are spewing, they don't want to help. No, a hole, they don't want to help because you're ratas. Because there are people like Ramiro Gonzalez and Trex Mendex. That's why they don't want to help anymore. That's why they don't want to dish out the rest of the money that they promised the city of Brownsville. That is why ya bajaron la canasta.
No, basically, look, they look at it like this. They try to help us. They try out of the kindness. Why? Because they have a big interest in us. They have a big interest, not just for us as a community, not just our tax base and to help us out with the school districts and the money, because he gave a lot of money. He gave millions and millions and millions of dollars, not just to BASD, but to Jubilee, to Idea,
Idea.
Public's Charge, to Harmony. He spread his wealth across the board to Port Isabel, to Los Fresnos. He wants all the youth to be able to have an opportunity to become successful just like he was. Okay. And in that, he also wants to bring engineers. He wants to bring people from NASA. He wants to bring government officials. He wants to bring them down here and let them invest by buying homes, by buying real estate, by investing in our community. But they want something to do on their free times. There's husbands that want their wives to come. There's wives that want their husbands to come, but they also want to do something together. They want to be able to have a nightlife. They want to be able to relax, and they want to be able to have their children's not to be bored. And how do you do that? By bringing other stuff into the community. And that's one of the reasons why he wanted to help us help ourselves, not help each other, only a select group.
Or your
Now,
compadres.
yeah, and so how did they do it? By backing off. Why? Because we need to be very, very vigilant on who we elect, and not just who we elect, but who those people hire. In this particular case, was hired not to help you and me or to help any other small business in this
Nope.
Roswell. He was here to help himself and his friends only, and then destroy the ones that weren't part of his own group or that went against them.
Yeah.
That's what he was hired to do.
Uh-huh.
Not to help, but to help himself, his friends, and destroy those that weren't part of his group.
And that is what's wrong with Brownsville. And let me tell you, and I'll say this, I said this before, part of those little groups, part of the reason that Brownsville is in the situation that it is because of all these damn boards and committees. And está llena de la misma gente, la misma clica de ellos. It's always the same people. The Gallegos were on there, the Sampayos are on there, the Cowens are on there. Everyone's the same people. Over the signs, the Tony Martinez people, the same people over and over again. Nothing is going to change unless you start to get off your ass and go out there and vote and support candidates that are not part of that corrupt political circle and become a part of the electoral process. It's the only way it's going to work. And again, you don't have to like a lot of us that are running against the incumbents. You just have to hate what they've done to you and to small business here 10 times more.
And I just want to be on the record. I support every small business because I know how hard it is to earn money, save money, invest money, because it's a risk. Everybody could tell you that it's a great product until you start marketing it. I do not go out and trash any other business because that's not who I am and it's not my children's. It's not us. We rather support local than anybody else. And anywhere we go and we travel, we try our best to use local. Even if it's in San Antonio or Dallas or Houston, we rather go to a local small business owned because they're the ones that are getting up early in the freaking morning to make sure that we're taken care of,
Yep.
that we get everything fresh. And why? Because we know that those people are going home with whatever profit, if they made a profit, okay, and are able to get up the next morning thinking, okay, I made $5. Now I'm gonna get those $5 and I'm gonna go buy this. Why? Because I want to be able to make $10. Why? Because I want to be able to make my business better for who? For the next generation. The more we do for ourselves, the stronger we are. We cannot pull away from each other. We need to pull towards each other.
Yeah.
And the more we pull towards each other, the stronger we get, the stronger we are, the harder it is to break us. But we start pulling away from each other, then that gives everybody a weak spot. And anybody could break that chain. Anybody could break that rope. We need to weave together, stick together, help each other out, not tear each other up. And bad comments from anybody to destroy another business just because they didn't get their way is not right.
No.
And to abuse the authority and to use somebody else's political influence to destroy your business to get them an edge. Look, nobody's going to support it. God's not going to benefit from it. You're not going to benefit from it. God's not going to bless you because you're being hateful. You're destroying somebody else. That's called greed.
Yeah.
And greed is the root of all evil. And we know that. So we're not going to go out there and destroy somebody. All we wanted was a fair shot. And that's all I'm asking is somebody else to respect our business just like we respect everybody else's business.
Yeah.
That's it. It's about helping, respecting, promoting, and encouraging anybody that wants to be successful. If you come to me and you ask, okay, and which I've had other businesses tell me, hey, is it that hard to go downtown? No, it's not. Now that I put myself in there, I'm able to educate other small businesses that want to come. And I've had other small business owners that are willing to take that step. You know what? I know how to make a mean steak. You know what I mean? And some mean papas and some mean this. What do you think I could do this? And what kind of equipment do I need? What kind of permits do I need? I try to direct them and guide them the best that I can and tell them, look, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. I would do this first. I would do that second. Get yourself a menu, be able to start cooking, start be able to cater yourself, get yourself out there. You know what I mean? But I never discourage anybody to say, well, wait a minute, you're going to be my competition. No, I tell them, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'll cut you a deal. You could actually get my coffee, put your own label, you mark it up, you make some profit. Because if you're successful, I'm successful.
Yeah. The community successful. Guys, our time is up and our hour is up. A great show. Thanks for coming on, C.
You're welcome, and thank you for the invite.
Come back more often. Or maybe maybe we could do a show from your coffee shop since it's so close by.
It is.
Guys, have a great day. Guys, support local business as much as you can. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer. Still believe in all that crap. I'm down with that. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.